Hi. I've not done one of these chats for a while now on my channel, so I thought a good day to give it a go. It's a bit quiet in the house, apart from my son on his Xbox shouting at the top of his voice. So we're going to be talking about my gaming habit, video games I've played. I've seen a few videos on YouTube about it, and I thought, why not? I've got a bit of history in gaming, so let's get on with it. So before I show you what games I own and what it means to, obviously I'm a lot more mature gamer than a lot of youngsters out there today, but gaming's been going around for a long time. Mine was from the Pong from the 70s all the way up to now. So I played games through the 70s, 80s, 90s, the noughts and beyond. All different genres. Many games I'm going to show you are my favourites or ones I think are really good for the console that they came on. And I'll try and explain what they mean to me as we go. I'll try and not make the video 90 million minutes long, but long enough for people to watch it and take an interest in my gaming habit. So it started in the 70s, as I say, with Pong, which you'll see the console in a minute. And then I moved on to, what did I play? Commodore. Yeah, Commodore, Atari, game consoles like that. Then I moved on to, in between, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox Original, Xbox 360, Xbox One. My son owns Xbox Series X. I've not played that yet. We don't have a 4K TV, so probably irrelevant. I'm more into the sound of my games than the visuals. I'm a bit strange like that, but that's the way I am. If it's good, if it's a good game, it's a good game. So that does me. And like if it's too bright, it hurts my eyes anyway. So I'm quite comfortable at 1080p. It seems to be my eye level, for brightness. So yeah. So the games I play now are through my projector onto my big 128-inch projector screen. I play everything from the PlayStation to Xbox on it, and beyond. Obviously, we live in a world of streaming, so I've put a lot of games, Switch with N64 games on. GoldenEye, I absolutely hated on the Switch, so I got it on the Xbox, which is great because you can actually play in the room with three other people, which I didn't know. I thought there was no multiplayer, but apparently it's just like it was on the N64. So we play that. So our whole family is gamers, different genres, like from strategy games up to racing games to role play games to all genres. Some games I haven't bought yet for the collection, and I'll go into that in a bit. So I'm going to turn the camera around because you're probably sick of seeing this old mug, and I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, so at the moment I've got my projector there with my PlayStation 2. I've got two. This is the working one, playing everything or nothing. Got my Xbox. I know they're sitting on the floor, but to be honest, they're there and I play them. So here's what I mean by the old Pong console. I remember getting this at Christmas and loving it, and we had quite a lot of fun with it. Comes with these like analog controllers, plugs into the old-fashioned TV. I've not played it in year, but the memories are there, and that's all that matters. This is the screen I play on. It's quite a big screen, and it takes up a good proportion of it when I'm playing. So coming to gamings, these are only a few of my games that I love. PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy VIII. I do love number 7. That's the one I started off, and I love that one. Then I moved on to N64, classic GoldenEye. I do like physical copies of some games, you know, that I have great memories of. F1 when it was a good game. And then we moved on to, I've got, you know, I played Zelda and I've the like. Then I played 1999, Shenmue 2, better on the Dreamcast than any other console, just because I really love that console. I don't tend to buy consoles now, because as I say, you can emulate them, or this game, absolutely spent hours playing it, which was a street racer, country soundtrack, great fun. Obviously, Batman Arkham Asylum. Well, what can I say about this game? It's a classic. Obviously, Halo 2. They were a mainstay of my gaming on the original Xbox. Completed them and woke my wife up. She wasn't too happy about that. 3 o'clock in the morning, said I completed Halo. Project Gotham. This is like the start of many games of the same genre, usually by the same companies. And then we move on to my PlayStation games. I've got Batman Begins there, only because I'm a massive Batman fan. I'm a massive Spider-Man fan, but I hate that game beyond belief because you keep getting put back to the beginning if you die. So, but I'd still keep it. Classic film, classic game. Actually, I like the game more than the film, to be honest. I played a long time playing that, so did the kids. Gran Turismo 3. Again, I still think it's the best Gran Turismo game. No, just nuts and bolts, no fancy online. Tomb Raider. Obviously, I played it on the PlayStation 1, but there's so many franchise of that game. I just keep the one that I like the most. Vice City, classic. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, probably I think the best Grand Theft Auto game ever, just because there's nostalgia, culture. Colin McRae 3, Rally. Oh, Colin McRae, sorry. Spent hours playing this one. Anyone who knows about rally games knows that this is a good classic game. Dead or Alive 2. All I can say, I was a young man at the time, and but the gameplay was brilliant anyway. It was, you know, great. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. It's probably my favourite Tony Hawk's game. But I do like number 2 on the PlayStation 1. Most frustrating game we've ever played, Stuntman. Again, classic game, but the last level, I've never been able to do it. Probably get round to it one day. Ridge Racer. Again, you know, these are all ones I spent hours playing back in the day. I mean, there's thousands more. PlayStation 2 is my favourite console of all time, I believe, because it was just, you know, crammed full of games. Some crap, some good, but, you know, great times. That was my high time of gaming. When I used to game, I could spend a good 9 hours a day just gaming and fitting everything else in, kids. But that was what it was. As I say, underrated console, Dreamcast, well before its time graphically. And then the Xbox, original Xbox 360. I haven't mentioned my favourite game on the 360, Mirror's Edge. I waited so long for that. And in them days, you only had magazines to tell you about games coming out. And you know, there was no like internet where you instantly could watch YouTube and watch every single game, you know, complete without actually having to play it, which I think is kind of sad. Yeah, so I've owned an N64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I've not owned a PlayStation 5. I'm not really keen on the new, well, it's not even next gen now, it's current gen consoles, because they're not releasing enough games, more on the PlayStation than the Xbox Series X, which is a shame, really. But yeah, so I can still play these games whenever I want to play them, and I can play them on my big projector screen, which is cool. So yeah, Halo's probably my favourite shooting franchise, followed by Gears of War, which I don't own, funny enough, so I might have to change that. So I thought I'd check out Killzone again. All these games are coming running back to me. So I thought I'd share you a little bit about my gaming history. Sorry it's a bit long, but when you've been playing games as long as me, there's many. I mean, I've PSP, PS Go, Switch, played a lot. Still play that with the kids. Well, they're not kids now, they're young men. What else? Motorola games, you name it. Played quite a few of them. PC, I love the PC gaming. World of Warcraft. But, as I'm getting on now, I just tend to play classics. Alright, thanks for sharing. If you can think of, Lord of the Rings, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going now. So, thanks for watching if you stuck it this long. Sorry it might be a bit boring. But I do want to share my gaming history because, even though I don't play as much now, I still love gaming. So, thanks for watching. And if you're young and you think like you want to play older games, give them a go. You might not think the graphics are great and they're not 4K or whatever, but there's a lot of gameplay in any game. Especially if you can play in the house with other people, there's nothing beats it. So thanks for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye for now.